I thank the chairman. I want to apologize to the chairman and the ranking member and our esteemed witness for not being here to hear the opening testimony. We're always honored to have you, Madam Secretary, and we look forward to the dialogue. My staff and the committee staff encouraged me to tweet and ask the American people for a question or two to ask you. I guess they decided that I wasn't up to it. I'm not sure. But in any event, we did it. And these are two questions from real people who I don't know. We had in the neighborhood of 100 tweet questions come back in. So in the interest of transparency, we thought we'd give the American people an opportunity to ask you a direct question or two. And the first one is a tweeter named @JoshMertz. And his question is, I assume it's a he, how is the typical small business going to be able to comply with the thousands of pages of new regulations that Obamacare requires? Where are these business owners going to find the money to pay for the compliance? Many of them have expressed how they'll have to hire new administrative personnel and spend countless hours with their attorneys figuring out just what they have to do. This is from @JoshMertz.
Do you want me to take that and then ask the second one, or do you want to give
Well, let's
both
give
of
you
them?
a chance to answer that one, and then we'll hold the second one in reserve.
Well, Congressman, the small business owner tweeter, welcome to Twitterland. I'm a new tweeter myself, but depending on the size of this small business, the law may or may not impact the business at all. So if this employer has fewer than 50 full-time or the equivalent of 50 full-time employees, there is absolutely no impact except for the fact that in the shop exchange, in the shop market, if he wants to provide health insurance for his employees, will have an opportunity to have some competitive plans, one-stop shop, and go forward.
Let's assume they're just over that limit.
And if he falls into the over 50 full-time equivalent, there will be, for the first time ever, again, a one-stop shop coming in through a website. He will not have to hire an administrative personnel. He'll be able to determine from a choice of plans what plan is best suited to his employees, offer that to his employees, and if he indeed qualifies for a tax credit, depending on the wages of those employees, that will automatically be part of the package moving forward.
So your basic answer is he's not going to have any compliance cost, apparently.
Well, depending on, I mean, there are no additional forms and things to fill out. The goal is really to make this as seamless as possible for small business owners and for individuals so that their experience is relatively simple as they come into the market.
Okay. Well, let me go to the second one, and you'll know that I don't know this person when I give the name. It's Eric the banker at Yankees Fanatic 6. And I'm a Ranger and Astro fan, so there's no way I know this guy. How does the Obama administration justify the rising cost of health care, including rising premiums and a reduction in work hours, even before Obamacare is fully in effect, even though President Obama and your department specifically promised that premiums would not rise and health care costs would go down? So his basic question is, how do you justify, in spite of what was said before the fact, the rising cost of health care, including rising premiums, are going up?
Well, as I said to the chairman a few minutes ago, first of all, the increases in private health insurance are at a slower pace than we have seen in well over a decade, over the last 3 years, and that has been documented. The other kind of good news is that there finally is some stability in the small employer marketplace, who were shedding policies prior to the passage of the ACA for well over a decade. So that has stabilized, and there is nothing in place right now in the legislation that would require any employer to change work hours. And we don't think there's going to be a work hour. So what's ever happening to work hours, I think, is impossible to tie to the Affordable Care Act, because there is no connection here in 2013.
Okay. Well, Mr. Chairman, my time's expired. I hope the two tweeters that we used will tweet some more questions. I think it's good to give the public a chance. And I do want to compliment you, Madam Secretary, for coming before the committee. I know it's difficult and your time's limited, but we do appreciate you coming. With that, Mr. Chairman,
Chair, thanks, gentlemen. Now